just set off for Portland. So I'm heading tonight to some state park just outside of Portland. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to Perfect Fit. They've got all kinds of upholstery for vans. So I've been looking at all these tiny little swatches on a website. Take a wild guess, order a bunch of stuff, and then you don't like it. So I want to go there, see it all in person, and I'll be able to get all the foam, leather, marine vinyl, and tweed that I need for the van build. After I go to Perfect Fit tomorrow morning, I'm heading out to the beach, Pacific City, and I'm planning to stay out there for the weekend and travel up and down the coast a little bit. I was actually born there, so I always like going back there. They have all these really cool hikes and capes that go down to different beaches and stuff, and it's always awesome. Look at all this selection. It's incredible. They have everything you'd ever want. I had a few materials in mind, and I will show you what I went with when I get home. But here's a little hint. Now I can go have some fun at the beach before I go home. Thanks to the Overlander app, I found this pretty cool spot on a logging road right up from the beach. You can hear all the ATVs down there on the beach. 4th of July. I miss the fireworks, but I got birds. I started doing calisthenics about 4 months ago, and first I focused on the muscle up. When I started, I could barely do a muscle up, and now I can do quite a few. So now I'm focused on handstand push-ups, and I've been trying to get my balance with the handstands, doing them almost every day. Get about one. Up against the wall, it's easy, but doing them balance, that's a challenge. I just got back from Portland. It was an awesome trip. I'm gonna clean the van and give you a full tour of where I'm at right now with everything I've installed and my plans for finishing it up. So this is a key component. Finally got the materials I need for my panels and my upholstery. I ended up going with leather. It's a silicone leather. This is onyx, and I like the texture it has. So leather's kind of expensive. I think it's $50 a yard, but I think it's worth it. It's really easy to clean. It's lightweight. It's super durable. And so I'm gonna do my headliner with this stuff and my seat cushions. The other material I got is Minetta, and this is Skyline. I really like this color. It blends everything I have in my van together. And this stuff's more expensive than traditional tweed as well because it's a little bit more flexible. It's about $30 a yard, but I really like the look and feel of this stuff. It feels really good on the skin, unlike some of them are kind of rough. I think I just got that fly. I also got this 1/8" foam, which is going to go under all the material. You can see my rolls down here. So I'm going to be taking all of this stuff out, and I'm going to wrap all the columns here. And then I'm going to finish all the drawers and stuff for my cabinets outside of the van, and then reinstall everything as a final install. The reason I'm doing that is because it's kind of like a pilot run for me. I already took a long trip down to Vegas, and then on the way back, I went through Moab. I went to Cathedral Canyons National Park, Arches National Park, and I met my niece for a hike at Dead Horse Point State Park. State parks actually allow dogs to go on hikes. This was my first real taste of van life, and it was so amazing. When I design a product, we do a pilot run, which is a small batch, and we send it out to beta testers to test and give feedback. Well, I'm the only pilot for this job, but it's important to me to test my design, go out on a few trips, see what I like and dislike, and make adjustments after that. So I've got quite a few little things I'm doing, but overall I'm really happy with my layout. Okay, so my metal frames, these things are really awesome. I really like how they turned out. They're very solid, very sturdy. I designed all my frames in CAD, and then I just ordered everything pre-cut, and then I just had to assemble it all when it came. This will save you a ton of time because you don't have to measure and cut everything manually. Everything is precisely machined on a CNC, and it goes together really easily that way. I'm making a video about how I designed and built these frames, and it'll be coming out soon. I used 1x1, so it's 1010 extruded aluminum. But for this part, because it supports my bed, I used a 2x1, and it's really solid, especially with the center brace right there. So my bed here is on a Murphy system, and there's going to be cabinets up here, and the bed is actually going to lock into the cabinets and be totally vertical like this. And then I'm going to have a cover plate on here to cover up the mattress from behind. But right now I just have this on bungee cords, but I can take off the bungee cord, and then this just folds down. And then there we have the first platform down, and the reason I split them is so I can have this big work area right here if I want to. So if I have a great view, I can just open up the back door, put my laptop on here, and work from right here, or spread out a bunch of stuff on here. Then if I put this one down, I still have a lot of workspace, and when I'm cooking, this is really helpful to have this. Sometimes I just do it right on top of the mattress. I'll put this on top. Oh, here comes Sky. Come on, Sky. Come inside. Good job, buddy. So this comes off. So I'm redoing this entire piece right here. And this piece as well is going to be bamboo. This is going to be bamboo as well, so I can use them both as a cutting board if I need to. But I'm going to put epoxy resin on all the top surfaces. This is 1-inch Baltic birch, which is pretty expensive, but it's really sturdy for my bed platform. I didn't want to go with 3/4 and have any kind of sag. So the 1-inch is totally worth it. I did all this on the CNC, and I'll have a video about that later. So this comes out, this piece here, and then I've got my propane stove under here. I put it a little too close here so you can see I burned it a little there, but this piece is going to be all redone. Like I said, I'm going to move the stove over. For propane, I've been using one of the little camp stove propane bottles hooked up to this adapter, and it's been working really well. I got a monster tank underneath. This is a 5.7 gallon propane tank, which I haven't hooked up yet, obviously, but it's got remote monitoring for the level, and it's also got a remote valve built into it. So I can hit a button and close the valve, and then I don't have to worry about propane leaking in the van. And then my sink also has a removable top. I really like this Tech Van Life sink. It's got this, I haven't even secured it in, but you pull this up and this comes off as well, so you can use it as a shower on the outside, and then it's got also a spray nozzle. But right now I just have a temporary setup on this, and I've got, oh hey Sky, I'm making another video about this quick setup because it was so easy to do, but I've just got the pump going, and then I've got my water jugs, which I just filled up at the grocery store. And then this is my gray water tank for now. I'm mounting a gray water tank below the van. And then I've got that 35-gallon water tank there that is not hooked up yet. So that's going to be part of my final water system. And I'll have all that hooked up in the next month or two. I also got a hot water tank down below. So now let me deploy the bed. By the way, I used this top for a desktop when I was on the road. Just use this as my tabletop here, my laptop, and it's actually really comfortable, this seat. I put a swivel on here. I thought I'd be working in this seat more, but I actually like working on this side. So I'm probably gonna put a Lagoon mount here and then have another Lagoon mount over there. When I finish the bench seat over here, I'll probably be working on that more. For the bed, I decided not to get flares because I've got 6'5" from this side, the starboard side, to the port side, and I'm only 6 feet. So with just 1 or 1.5 inches of insulation and paneling on each side, I've got plenty of space. So I just fold this tri-fold mattress out like this, and that's all there is to it to make my bed. And then you can see when I'm laying in here, I can lay all the way across and have a couple inches to spare, and it's really comfortable. I really like this bench seat, how it pops up like this, and then there's a lot of storage under there. This thing started off parallel to this, and then I sat on it, and as you can see, I bent the hinges. They are not as strong as I thought. So I'm actually going to remove the hinges, and I'm going to make the entire bench longer, but I'm still going to have a slight overhang. This fleece seat cover is just temporary. I'm going to put this leather on my seats. Have a back cushion here as well. So these are all going to be drawers. It's going to be drawer, drawer, drawer here, and then this is going to be a drawer with a shower in it. I'll show you how that's going to work later. And then a cabinet up above there. For my heater, I've got the Velvet 4000W, which works pretty good. Then I've also got the Velvet AC. It works pretty good so far, but it's going to work a lot better when I get my van completely insulated. Now let's talk about the power. I was planning to use a Bluetti system for everything, and this was a mistake on my part, but my AC unit is 60 amps, and the maximum you can put into this is 30 amps. That's pretty much the same story for all of these. I think they go up to 50 amps. So if you're trying to run this with an AC, a 12 volt AC, it's not going to work unless you get one of these. And this is basically a DC to AC converter. So I'm running the leads from my AC into this, and then this thing is plugged into the 110 volt outlet on my Bluetti right now, but it's really inefficient, and this thing is drawing a lot of extra amperage. So I'm planning to do a dual system, and right now I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to use this for all my AC, which isn't very much stuff, probably my microwave once in a while, and then just some outlets around the van. But I won't be using it that much, but I'm gonna get a 12 volt system with actual 12 volt batteries and then hook that up to run all of my DC stuff off of that. I'm gonna have my gray water tank below, but as you can see, I've got this electric step, which I really like. So when I shut the door, it retracts and it's completely hidden. So that's a really cool feature that I added. I'm gonna have a video about this coming out pretty soon. And without that, my dog couldn't even get up in here. And it makes it a lot easier for me to get up here as well. And then this is obviously gonna be all covered up with a panel that goes all the way down and covers all of this up. And then I'm gonna have angles over here that come all the way down to the step to finish off these details and close everything in. For my upper cabinets, I'm gonna have a big upper cabinet coming all the way to about right here where the blob is. And it's gonna have a built-in air fryer microwave oven. And on this side, I'm gonna have another upper cabinet that just goes to the edge of this. So it'll end up about right here. And then it's gonna come all the way down to the edge of where my bed is right here. I'll go up right there. And then this is gonna be where all my controls are for the van, the electrical stuff. This cabinet right here, I always plan to put a 3D printer in here. So I'm gonna have my 3D printer so I can work on the road and actually build parts for the van as well. And then on the outside, I've got the Flatline Van Company roof rack, which I really like. And I just put that light bar up there. It's not the one they recommend that costs $2,000. It's another one that costs 200. I think it was 180. And I'm gonna show you how I installed it with the auxiliary switches. This is for my port scene light. This is for my light bar. This is for my starboard scene light. And this one has nothing on it yet. And then I also installed scene lights on both sides. So when I pull up to a campsite or anywhere, I can turn these on and see what's going on. It's pretty nice. And up on the roof here, I'm gonna use cedar to make a roof rack. So I can actually sit up here, and then I can also put a solar panel right there in the middle. I've already done my solar panel hookups right there, so they're ready. And I've also got a Starlink hookup right there when I'm ready to put that in. So I'll put the Starlink over here on the port side aft. And then another unique thing I'm working on is I'm putting a pull-up bar up there so that I can do pull-ups and work out wherever I'm at. So if you're building a van and it's your first van, I highly recommend you do what I did and make somewhat of a prototype version of the van that's not completely finished out, that you can actually modify, go on a couple trips in it, see how you like it, so that you don't get stuck with something you're not gonna like. I'm very happy that I did that with mine, and I'm having a blast in this van. Every detail I showed you of the van, I have a video that I made, but I haven't edited it yet. So I'm planning to post all these videos over the next couple months. I really love living out of the van. I can't wait to finish it up and go on some more long trips. See you on the next video.